I'm Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
And you're watching Tesla Time News.
Episode 64.
On Now You Know. All right, so Fisker, that's a cool car company.
Kind of.
They plan to show off a new concept car at CES in January, and this is an electric car that's going to have a new battery. It's going to have a flexible solid-state battery. That means what?
So this will have no liquid electrolyte.
Oh,
Basic.
like a solid...
Yeah, this will be a solid-state battery. They're claiming that it'll have a 500-mile range and will be able to charge in just a minute.
What?
Which
1 minute?
It sounds crazy. Now, they're going to be showing off the concept at CES, and from what we've gathered from a news interview, that the battery will be ready for production in about 5 years.
Okay.
So in about 5 years, we should be expecting to see these sort of solid-state batteries.
Now, this is supposed to have 1/3 the cost of lithium-ion. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be more energy dense, which means it'll be lighter.
Yep.
It's supposed to be non-flammable,
right.
So if you get into some kind of accident, it won't light on fire. And we're hearing now from Henrik Fisker, the CEO and owner of the company, that they want to be able to charge the car from underneath, so you don't even have to get out of the car for that 1 minute of charging.
Right. And they're saying basically that the 1/3 cost reduction is going to come from less cobalt going into the battery, which is a very expensive metal. And so they're hoping that they can get the price down to less than a comparable ICE car, which is very exciting.
Now, the car that we've been seeing here on the screen is not the new car. No one has seen it yet. Mm-hmm. This is the eMotion, which is a $130,000, 400 mile of range car that has LiDAR and all sorts of cool stuff.
Yes.
So this is going to be a new car we haven't even seen yet. Very exciting.
It's very exciting, and we definitely look forward to it. And another interesting thing from that interview was that he said that we're going to be seeing that technology in our phones before we see it in our cars. So... for those of you phonies out there. Not phonies, I'm not... All
right, so this is pretty cool. Volvo and Uber have signed a deal, and this deal is going to do what?
So Volvo has signed an agreement where they will sell tens of thousands of autonomous driving compatible base vehicles between 2019 and 2021.
You said tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands.
Of autonomous vehicles?
Okay, so they use the words autonomous driving compatible base vehicles. I do not know what that means. It sounds like cars with a bunch of LiDAR on them. To me, it sounds like cars with a bunch of LiDARs on them where people are going to be sitting inside them. That's what I think.
Well, here's a quote from Jeff Miller. He's the head of auto alliances at Uber. He says, "We're thrilled to expand our partnership with Volvo. This new agreement puts us on a path towards mass-produced self-driving vehicles at scale."
Yes. I think that it'll get there. These same vehicles will eventually say, okay...
This is exciting.
Yeah, they're going to kick the drivers out, and then it's going to be...
I mean, not exciting if you're an Uber driver,
right.
But exciting for the world of autonomous vehicles.
Yes.
Wow. Hey there, good buddy. Remember the Tesla semi-truck we went and saw it in LA?
10-4, good buddy.
Well, guess what?
What?
It's not going to be as expensive as we thought.
Yeah, so a lot of people were saying it was going to cost like $250,000 and that no truckers are going to pay for it because that's too much money to be paying for a rig. And so that was that. They're not going to buy it.
Base model, which is the 300-mile model, $150,000.
Which that's fantastic.
The 500-mile range, $180,000.
That's not bad at all.
And if you want the Founder Series, I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it's signed by Elon. $200,000.
Okay.
So you know what?
What do you think is on the Founder Series that makes it $20,000 more expensive?
Special color, maybe.
I guess.
Soft plushy seats.
I don't know who's gonna be buying that.
Well, let's talk about buying it. I want one.
You want a semi?
I want a semi-truck. I want a Tesla semi-truck.
Okay, why?
You know why?
Why?
Because I want to drive around this great country of ours, and I want to meet the great people of the world and introduce them to the truck, give them rides, go for all sorts of fun adventures, do Smokey and the Bandit movie.
Okay, wait.
I'll be driving one way, you be going the other, and we'll be talking on the CB radio.
So we're gonna like put a trailer on it or something, like a house trailer?
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, and we could put the Roadster in the back of it. We could just live on the open road.
Okay, so then if we got the long-ranged one and the Roadster.
Nothing could stop
We'd have a range of 1,120 miles of
Yeah.
range.
We could drag each other.
It's true. The Model 3 and the Semi would actually be pretty good. Okay, but what?
You know what?
How are we going to... Wait. How are we going to pay for this?
We'll figure out a way. Well, there's a will, there's a way. People, do you want us to get the semi-truck and visit you in it? If you do, comment below and let us know.
Okay.
That's all I got to say.
All right.
We'll come back to this later.
Yes, let's talk some more about this truck, though.
All right. So,
Who's going to be... Okay, first of all, I heard that 15 were going to Walmart.
yep.
Good job, Walmart.
Well, guess
Don't like saying that, but good job for buying an electric truck.
guess who the first customer is going to be? Tesla.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, they're going to buy the truck and use it to go between the Gigafactory in Nevada and Fremont Factory in California. That's a 250-mile trip. Perfect for the truck. I think it's
true.
a great way to show it off to other trucking companies. So we just heard from the VP of Truck Programs, Jerome Guyen, and he said that Tesla will be the first customer for the truck. We will use our own truck to carry cargo in the U.S. between our different facilities.
So, I mean, this is really cool because, everyone's saying, oh, well, Tesla, your car is delivered in a diesel truck. Not for long.
Yeah.
Not for long will the batteries be delivered to the Fremont factory. No longer will the cars be delivered to the showrooms in diesel trucks.
Nope.
They're going to be Tesla trucks.
Yep.
And it's going to be awesome.
Yes.
So then, you know how they showed this weird pickup truck, semi-hybrid, weird-looking thing?
Yes.
I think that something similar of that nature is going to get turned into a Tesla tow truck.
Ooh.
Because, I mean, putting a fully loaded pickup truck in the back didn't seem to make all that much sense. But if you could put a Model X in the back, and then you could pick up your broken down, Tesla Model X or, out of battery juice, whatever, and then pick it up and drive it to the repair shop, I think that would be pretty darn cool.
That
I mean,
would be
we've
pretty darn
already
cool.
heard that Tesla has Model X's that are going to come and repair your car in your driveway, which is nice because I don't like having to, take it into the shop. That's not fun.
So back in August, Tesla regulatory official Nasser Zamani, they wrote to Nevada's DMV official, April Sanborn, and they said, to ensure we are on the same page, our primary goal is the ability to operate our prototype test trucks in a continuous manner across the state line and within the states of Nevada and Nevada, in a platooning and or autonomous mode without having a person in the vehicle. So this kind of confirms what they're planning on doing.
So it's going to be a lot of autonomous trucks.
Yes.
Okay, well, you should, by the way, if you're watching right now and you haven't subscribe because we are going to be coming out with a video about what's going to happen when all cars are autonomous. In fact, we have an entire series devoted to this called The Autonomous Driving Future, which you should go check out right now if you haven't. If you have already and you're worried about all the people who are going to lose their jobs due to automation, one of our future videos are going to be talking about the jobs that people are going to have once things become autonomous.
And that's going to happen sooner than you think.
Yes.
And the last thing I want to mention about the semi-truck is the armor glass. This is glass that can withstand a thermonuclear detonation.
Blast. Yeah, okay, so we saw this. We were there and we saw this, and I completely forgot about all of it. They shot what looked to be the hitch of a trailer from like a pickup truck.
Yep.
It looked like they launched it out of like a gun at the windshield, and it just bounced right off.
Yeah, you know how valuable that is?
Do you know how do you know how heavy those things are? And do you know how expensive? Yeah, how expensive the sheets of glass are?
Do you know that I heard on most trucks in this country, it's the windshields only last 1 year because of rocks and stuff that come up and hit them.
On the road
so you're constantly having to have your windshield replaced.
Right, and you can't drive with a broken windshield.
That's right. So
Because
I mean,
that's
this
the
is
law.
a huge time saver and money saver.
Right, and we just glossed over it. We completely forgot about it.
You know another thing we glossed over?
What?
This truck has 4 motors, and if 2 of them break, you can still drive the truck.
That's insane.
Insane.
How many how many engines can you have stop running and still drive a semi-tractor trailer truck?
How many motors do they have?
1.
So I think if that one breaks, you're
stopped.
toast. Yeah.
Wow.
Model 3 News.
Here we go. All right, so usually with the Model 3 News, we show you some pictures of cars that people have seen. Well, this time we
saw one.
have some actual footage of us actually in an actual Model 3.
Yeah, that's going to be coming out in just a few days.
Yes.
We've already given some footage to our Patreon, so if you want to be a Patreon, go visit and check that
You can
out.
see all of the footage, and it's nice.
But so yeah, go check that out, and it's coming out in a few days. I wanted to let you know that about 60 Model 3s per week have been produced during the first 3 weeks of November. So not fast, but not nothing.
That's true. Yeah.
And the first non-employee customers have been invited to configure and order their Model 3s. So if you're in California, if you're already a Model S or X owner, and you were first in line on the 31st, you will be the first to get it. And it's saying now that delivery should be in about 4 weeks. So as soon as you configure, 4 weeks later, you're going to get your car. So some people could be getting it before Christmas.
That's woo-hoo.
Yeah. Also, there's been a leak of the owner's manual. Here's a cool thing I didn't know about. Maybe you did, but you can adjust the exterior mirrors on the car with the scroll buttons on the steering wheel.
Yeah, I thought that we already knew this.
I didn't know it, but that's
I
cool.
thought that I knew it.
Also, the motor peak power is listed as 165 kilowatts and 3,700 Newton meters. That's a third, by the way, of the Roadster. I mean, that's still an impressive number.
Yeah, it packs quite a punch for a car that does not cost anywhere near the Roadster.
And we've confirmed that the battery is a 75 kilowatt hour battery pack and that the battery pack system is 350 volts.
Cool.
All right, so what is going on with this? Uber in India?
Uber announced that it's partnering with an Indian manufacturer, Mahindra, and will deploy hundreds of electric cars starting in March.
Yoo-hoo!
So they're talking about the Mahindra E20, which is a small EV, costs around $11,500, and the new eVerito, which is a sedan. These are going to be coming out in Delhi and Hyderabad.
We hear so many people who contact us from India saying, when is Tesla coming to India? This isn't Tesla, but it is Uber and it is electric, so this is exciting.
And it's a local company. Mahindra is an Indian company.
And do you know why they need this in India? I mean, the past few weeks in India, the pollution has been horrible in many cities. I mean, look at this footage here. It's been so polluted sometimes that you can't see enough to even drive.
Right. And just causes massive, massive pileups that just cascade into bigger and bigger pileups. It's just awful.
I mean, the pollution is caused by construction sites, power plants, and transportation. So at least this is affecting that a little bit.
Yes.
It's positive direction. All right, so what car is this?
So this is called the SM3ZE, which is by a new partnership between Samsung and Renault.
Oh.
So they have just formed Renault Samsung Motors.
Oh, interesting.
Basically, Renault doesn't have all of the battery infrastructure that Samsung does, and Samsung doesn't make too many cars. So they have got together to make the SM3ZE.
Now, there was an earlier version of this car. What's new about this one?
So the old car had a capacity of 22 kilowatt hours,
Okay.
and it is now 36 kilowatt hours for a range of 213 kilometers. That's 132 miles.
That's not bad.
The interesting part is that there's no increase in weight due to battery technology improvements, which is that's pretty cool. It costs $38,000, so it is on par with like a new Leaf, I would say. I would have loved for it to peak the 200-mile mark.
Right, I think that's important.
I think that is an important metric, at least in the United States.
So LA Mayor Eric Garcetti tweeted last week, LA has always been a place where innovators come to build new ideas that can change our lives. Looking forward to exploring how Elon Musk's Boring Company could help us build a better future for our city.
The Boring Company has been quietly boring under LA for like weeks now.
Yeah.
And
they're hundreds of feet in so far. And so according to Elon, the first route will go roughly parallel to the 405 from LAX to 101 with on-off ramps every mile or so. It will work like a fast freeway where electric skates carrying vehicles and people on pods on the main artery travel at up to 150 miles an hour, and the skates switch to side tunnels to exit and enter.
wow. Cool.
Yes.
That's super fun.
Yeah, and get this.
Yeah.
The Boring Company raised $300,000 in its IHO.
Isn't it usually IPO?
No, this is an IHO, an initial hat offering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so these hats have raised over $300,000 in sales already. According to Elon, he said, "Thanks for buying our super boring hat. You rock, figuratively and literally. All cash goes directly towards more boring."
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Who knew you could raise money by selling boring hats?
I don't know how much that actually contributes as in terms of percentage, but I'm glad that it does something.
Yeah.
So, hey, if you want to support the Boring Company, go buy a hat.
Go buy a hat.
Then you'll have a hat.
It's boring.
Pretty simple. Tesla makes all these claims,
Yeah.
and they're never ever on time. Never. No, they've never once been on time. They've never been on time for anything. Never.
There's one.
The Model 3, the Model X, the Model S, they're always behind all the time.
There's one time that they were on time.
Okay, well, tell me what it is.
Well, remember when Elon said that they could build that giant PowerPack in Australia in under 100 days, or they'd be free?
100 days, Tesla? We're talking about Tesla here.
Yeah, well, the deadline was December 1st, and they finished it before then. It's done.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
The 100 megawatt hour battery pack in South Australia is completed.
That's awesome.
Yeah. South Australian Premier Jay Weatherhill commented, "It sends the clearest message that South Australia will be a leader in renewable energy with battery storage. An enormous amount of work has gone into delivering this project in such a short time, and I look forward to visiting Jamestown next week to personally thank those who have worked on this project." Now, this is going to power 30,000 homes.
So it's going to help with power outages, intermittencies, and manage summertime peak loads and stuff like that. So that's perfect.
He said he'd do it. He did it.
I know.
On time.
Yeah, or it was free. So basically what we should have done is said, Elon, I want my Model 3 on time, or it's free. And then we would have gotten it.
Yeah.
We have to up the stakes, I guess.
I guess so.
But I am very glad that that was done on time and on schedule.
So what is this?
This is the biggest all-electric ship yet.
What?
This is the world's first 2,000-ton all-electric ship.
Wow.
Which it was developed by a Chinese enterprise. It was launched in Guangzhou, which is in southern China, on November 12th.
Wow, that was recently.
Yeah, so the ship can go for about 80 kilometers on a 2-hour charge. So it takes 2 hours to charge this ship, and it takes 2 hours to unload the cargo, which means that as you're unloading the cargo, you're charging the ship. Now, it only gets 80 kilometers, but that's not too bad for a ship that is 75.5 meters long, 13.9 meters wide, and 4.5 meters deep.
Wow.
So basically, this is a short haul.
Yeah, short haul cargo ship. The unfortunate part is this ship is going to be carrying coal.
Oh, that's
sorry to break it to you.
That's really ironic.
Yeah. But I mean, it's cool to see that they're doing it. And I guess what I want to point out is that many cargo ships today still use what's called bunker fuel. And that is the sludgy dregs of the petroleum refining process, which makes the fuel dirt cheap.
It's basically like burning dirt.
Right.
It's worse than burning dirt.
It is.
It's like you're burning just the worst parts. When you refine gasoline, you're taking all of this crap out of it, and it goes into this fuel, which then they're like, what are we going to do with this awful toxic sludge?
We can burn it.
Yeah, we can burn it in these ships that go all the way across the oceans.
And that is one reason why it's so cheap to ship stuff from, all around the world. But I wanted to point out that in the United Nations Climate Change Conference, which we heard about in Bonn, Germany recently, it was called COP23, we heard all these great things about all these countries except the US, who were going to lower greenhouse gases and all that stuff. Well, guess what? They've excluded the pollution from international shipping and aviation in their targets. So when you hear about all this good stuff that's happening, don't think big ships and don't think planes.
Right.
Now, why should we care about that? Well, the International Maritime Organization says that carbon emissions from shipping could shoot up as much as 250% by 2050. Ooh. And that is because right now, shipping only produces 3% of global emissions. But by 2050, that could be 17%. And why is that? Because there's going to be lots more ships delivering lots more goods to a lot more people.
Right, because there's going to be more people.
And so we need electric ships. So that's why this is a good story. We need to keep making electric ships.
Yes. And hey, maybe they'll stop delivering coal.
So watch this clip, Jesse. This is the Chancellor Philip Hammond in the UK talking to Parliament about the UK government wants to boost money for electric cars.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, there is perhaps no technology as symbolic of the revolution gathering pace around us as driverless vehicles. Now, They surely don't want me to make that joke about the Labour Party again, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
I mean, he got a lot of heckling, but...
There's a lot of heckling in British politics.
Oh, yeah.
Especially on the Parliament floor.
Right.
Did you know that the two, different sides have to be at least 2.5 sword lengths apart?
Why is that? So they can't fight each
other?
other?
So they can't sword fight each other. That's the truth. It's pretty fantastic.
So the UK government is going to give £400 million to boost the number of electric vehicle charging points, and they say that'll pave the way for driverless cars on UK roads by 2021. That's what got a lot of heckling. A lot of people don't think driverless cars are going to happen.
Right,
They are.
they are.
So £100 million will be invested in electric car grants. There's currently 4,500 charging stations in the UK, and this investment would dramatically increase this. Get this, there'll be a 75% grant to install home charging stations. So if you live in the UK, you'll get a huge incentive to install charging at home.
That's great.
EV sales have increased 38% this year. So 12,000 EVs were sold this year. Now that's only 0.5% of all the cars sold in the UK, but that's still a big number.
Yep.
So that's really exciting. So good job, UK. We have another video contributor video. This is from our buddy Scott in Texas. Take it away, Scott.
Hey Jesse, hey Zach. I'm reporting to you today from Dallas, Texas. Home, by the way, of the most efficient Tesla drivers in the nation, according to a recent study. No thanks to my wife, of course, who has a lead foot and doesn't use regen. Today I wanted to tell you about a recent discovery that I made concerning an accessory for the Ninebot mini Segway. The Ninebot comes with this steering mechanism where these knee pads allow you to lean and cause it to turn. I found that when I used these knee pads that I was a little wobbly front to back. And fortunately, I discovered this. This is the accessory that makes the mini Segway operate like a full-size Segway. What you do is just remove the knee pad assembly and you replace it with the longer handle assembly. It has the same quick release mechanism and you're good to go. As you can see, with the optional handle, you get very precise control. Plus, you can do 0 to top speed in about 1.9 seconds. The optional handle comes with a handy little holder for your phone. Back to you, Zach and Jesse.
I think I want to get the handlebar for the Segway.
I don't want it.
I think it's cool.
I don't. It's lame. It's lame. I like having both hands. I like being able to, talk on the phone, play table tennis, and...
I think for those of us who aren't as adept at it as you are, I think it's nice to have the handlebars. Thanks for telling us about that, Scott. All right, it's time for the Patreon bonus story. If you are a Patreon, head on over there and watch it. If you're not, head on over there and give us as little as $1 a month to support us, and you'll get to see the Patreon bonus story.
All right, so...
We'll be back.
Go.
We're back from our Patreon bonus story, and we want to thank our 5 Patreon supporters this week that gave $5 or more. The first one is...
Stony Phillips.
Alan Bugen.
Sigdur Snare Eriksson.
Geert Bosch.
And Sean Sonnentag.
Thank you so much, guys. Your support means so much. It allows us to do things with this channel that we really couldn't have even comprehended doing just a year ago. All right, so every week we like to bring you a viewer comment, and this week it is...
Well, I have it on my app, of course, but my phone is at very low battery, so it might be like a little bit...
Oh, you don't want to do your watch this week?
No, it's too small. So we're going to do it with my phone, but it's like at 3%.
So it's going to fizzle in and out?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
Let's see.
Steven CD says Elon should have also mentioned runaway trucks going down the mountain. The Tesla's regenerative braking should prevent this also.
Okay, I
kinda-
kind of got it.
Okay.
So, yeah, runaway trucks, mountains, and regenerative braking.
Yeah, that's something we didn't even think about when we were talking about the semi
No,
truck.
I mean, we were talking about jackknifing, and we completely missed the atomic glass.
Do you remember when we were in Colorado on our first road trip across the country in Sparky?
We would see runaway truck lanes.
Yeah, I remember specifically seeing this gigantic one in Colorado, and we were like, what is that for? We're going down a mountain, and it was, you explained it was to catch a truck, basically, so that if the truck lost its brakes. Now, why would a truck lose its brakes?
Well, if you're going down a mountain, you have to dissipate all of this energy. basically you have a lot of potential energy at the top of the mountain, and then as you go down, it turns into kinetic energy. Now you could either just keep speeding up until the air like slows you down because you reach terminal velocity at whatever angle you're going down and whatever rolling friction you have. But normally you don't want to go a couple 100 miles an hour. You'd actually like to be controlled on your way down, so you apply the brakes. The brakes are usually so the brakes are usually drum brakes, and they're just constantly rubbing against each other, and they heat up. They're supposed to be between 100 and 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And some trucks, when they fail, their brakes reach temperatures of over 900 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh my gosh.
So what happens when stuff gets hot is stuff breaks.
Wait, this is a truck having trouble stopping right here?
Yes, basically the brakes have gone.
Okay, so I get that. That can happen. Why is the Tesla Semi going to have any difference at all here?
Because like all electric cars, it has regenerative braking. So as it goes down the mountain, instead of squeezing brake pads against brake rotors,
that sounds so technologically advanced.
Well, instead of doing that, it is going to be using its motors as giant generators. So instead of...
Wait, so it's getting power back?
Yes, instead of the wind turning this generator or a water wheel or something like that, it is just literally the tires of the truck as it descends the mountain. So what happens is you're taking all of the energy the potential energy that we talked about that's getting turned into kinetic energy. The kinetic energy is now getting turned into electrical energy, which then gets turned into chemical energy, back into the battery, which then can be used again to accelerate the truck.
Oh, so you're not heating up the brakes hardly at all?
No, so any heat that you do generate, I mean, yes, you might need to use the brakes for any like sudden movements, like some jerk pulls in front of you and brakes hard and you have to really squeeze the brakes. But for the most part, you could probably just go down the mountain using a lot less brakes.
And this is why Elon talked about the fact that you'll probably never need to change your brakes.
You never need to replace brake pads ever.
Exactly.
It won't be a maintenance
So I mean,
cost.
this is not just for, rolling down a mountain. It is also for coming to stops anywhere. You're not using your brakes. All of that heat is, instead of being heat, it's going to be mostly electric energy that's going back into your battery, or heat that will go into your battery instead of your brakes, meaning that in an emergency, your brakes are going to be a lot cooler at the bottom of the mountain.
Hey, it's time to talk about superchargers.
All right.
And I wanted to mention before we get going here that the biggest supercharger used to be in Shanghai, a 50 stall.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
What?
China has another supercharger with 50 supercharging stalls in Beijing. At the Baolong Mansion, there is a 50. It's been upgraded from 20 to 50 stalls.
Wow, okay. On this show, we do supercharger reviews. We're about to show some now. If you live anywhere near either of these two giant superchargers, I gotta see them.
Yeah, please get us some shots.
Let's see our supercharge reviews this week.
Hello, it's Mats and Rob from Norway. We are now in the Texas Supercharger in Sweden. This is a 12-stall supercharger, and we have a McDonald's nearby and a big shopping center with food and toilets. So this is Mats and Rob from Texas, Sweden.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, so we're at the Columbia, South Carolina Supercharger. This is an 8-stall. We actually see cars here, which has been a little bit unusual for us. There's absolutely nothing in walking distance as far as food goes, except maybe for the hotel. We haven't really checked that out. I think we give it a 5 out of 10. I mean, it's nice. They're new superchargers and we're getting a good charge rate, but for convenience of other stuff, I'd say it's pretty low. So 5 out of 10. Anyway, talk to you guys later.
Hello, Zach and Jesse. This is Eamon here. I'm at the new 8 stall in Durrow in Ireland. Beautiful new location. It's on the M9 between Dublin and Cork, and it's got full facilities, burger joints, coffee shops and so on. Really excited about electric vehicles in Ireland because we have the potential to create 100% of our electricity from wind and maybe add solar, but it's been so slowly to change. But I was really excited about your video from the launch of the truck, and particularly the excitement around the launch of the new Roadster. Thanks for the great work, and let's work together to ensure that we have the world turned electric. Thank you.
Wasn't that cool to see a supercharger in Ireland and it sounds like, I mean, it's only the second one, and it just went online last week, and we get to see it this week.
It's
I mean,
so cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. If you want to record your own supercharger review, you can do it. Just make sure that it is in landscape. You'll notice that
everyone's been very good at that, except for Jeff.
A great job, except for Jeff. Come on, Jeff. What the heck? It's the worst video I've seen. Sorry, Jeff. Permitted this week in.
No permits this week.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
All right. Well, that's okay. Construction this week in Fremont, California. This is at the Fremont Hub.
Ooh, what's the Fremont Hub?
I don't know. It sounds very cool.
That does sound cool. Please let us know what that is, or shoot us a video of that. Hey, Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Yes, I've been there.
I've been there.
For the air show.
Love that. Now you can drive our Tesla there.
Yes. Montemor o Novo, Portugal.
Sawasan, British Columbia.
Thousand Oasis, California. Again, we have to mispronounce at least one that we know how to pronounce correctly, just to make up for the fact that we're probably mispronouncing all of the ones that aren't in the United States.
Hamilton, Ontario.
In Ponferrada, Spain.
Oh, I like that.
See, I don't know if I pronounced it right or not, which is why I pronounced Thousand Oasis wrong.
It sounded good though. All right, open this week.
Number 438 in the USA, 1,051 in the world, the 8 stall in Sherburne, Minnesota.
The 16 stall in Scottsdale, Arizona.
The 18 stall in Yermo, California.
The 16 stall in Holmstrand, Norway.
Number 441 in the USA, the 8 stall in Roseville, Michigan.
And number 352 in Europe, number 1056 in the world is the 8 stall in St. Georgen am Attersee, Austria.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah.
Before we go, I want to mention that
What is this?
is a Roadster color configurator, just in case you weren't sure what color you wanted your Roadster in.
Wow.
You can go check this out.
Are these official colors?
Nope, because that green would have definitely never made it. Never in a million years would have made it.
Oh, you like this obsidian black, don't you?
I do. That is dark black.
Wow.
That's a Batmobile car.
Why are we showing the Roadster though? Why is this important?
So for those of you who are thinking about getting a Model S or a Model X, but you haven't done so already, you can use our referral code.
Why?
And if you live in the contiguous United States, we will come to your house with the Tesla Roadster. We are absolutely getting it, so there's no ifs about it.
Yeah,
we're going to come to your house. If you live in the contiguous United States or in like southern Canada,
there's a few slots left.
There's just a couple left. Like, skin of your teeth, you're making it. Like, this is like the, okay, Jimmy, you'll get a D, but only if you do this project. Like, this is it.
But what about people who live in Europe?
Here's a little hint. For those of you living in Europe, contact us on Facebook. We have a special referral code for you. And so if you use it,
what are we going to do?
We might, keyword might, be able to get a Tesla Roadster in Europe that we can drive around and come visit you in. Very similar to in the United States. So if you live in Europe, we're not exactly where yet, so contact us on Facebook, let us know where you're from, let us know how serious you are, and we will give you the referral code.
I would like to do that.
And we could come visit you in Europe.
European road trip?
In a Roadster?
Wow. Come see you and videotape it and all that fun stuff. That's wow.
Lastly, I just want to mention for stocking stuffers, I know Black Friday has just gone and passed. You're probably seeing this on, it's not Cyber Monday, that was yesterday. Better hurry up Tuesday.
Right. Should I put my fingers in my ears for this? Are you going to get me one of these?
Nope. Just kidding. So there is a supercharger, phone charger, which you can see behind me. It's not the official one. That's a 3D printed one, but you'll get an official one, which I'm sure looks a lot better than that one.
Yeah, those are $45.
And also the power bank, which is currently out of stock, which is also $45. So if you want to get a cool Tesla power bank, this would be great for people who, maybe you can't just go out and throw the cash down for a Model X or something. You could at least get a cool supercharger for your phone.
That's pretty cool. Hey, and I want to mention, this is that time of year when you might be thinking of getting a Christmas tree, and you wonder, can you put a Christmas tree on a Model X? Well, your friends here at Now You Know, we made a video on that, and see if we can...
See if you can do it. Maybe we can, maybe we can't.
We got Santa to star in this movie, too.
Yes, Santa is in it.
He's not cheap.
Go check it out. All right. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Tesla Time News. We hope you really enjoyed it. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Just lets us know that you're watching. and also hit the like button. I am assured by YouTube that it will share this video with someone else in the world and that they will be able to experience it for themselves. Hopefully they'll get some interesting news that they wouldn't have otherwise, and you can be exposing them. You can be exposing them to this wonderful community.
Also, I mean, come on, people. Car Guru, our buddy Rich, has overcome us in subscribers.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
And he hates Elon Musk.
So, come on, subscribe to our channel so we can at least beat him.
Right.
Come on.
Come on.
We gotta give him crap next time he's here. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Now you know.